Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am going to be driving, so I'm going to put the phone down and make this video. This video is going to be about pre-birth memories, stuck in the soul trap, and the Lyrian, whatever people want to call it, connection. And how I do believe that the original people, the essence beings that I speak of, the people who are extremely powerful piece of God, I like to say, got some of the ways in which we got trapped here, stuck here, maybe even we're already here, or maybe just came here to get people out of this mess, or the many messes that is this place, that make up this place. Okay, guys, here we go. I'm gonna start driving. So I was listening to a bunch of video recently of all the people who have had pre-birth memories. Now, I'm going to turn this phone the other way. I am not one of those people. I don't have my pre-birth memories, but I know something happened. I remember just being really young and knowing that something just wasn't right about this place, like feeling like I didn't belong here. I remember there was one moment where I was like pinching myself and saying like, oh my goodness, am I really here in this world? Am I like, are these my parents? Is this like really happening? And that could have actually been a walk-in experience, because it was very, very strong, and I was very, very young. Or it could have just been me just suddenly realizing that, like, having consciousness, awareness. But anyway, I digress. So there were a few people that I listened to. By the way, I have to give cred to Sergeant Schultz is the name of the channel, which I believe was a character in Hogan's Heroes. If you all remember Hogan's Heroes, I'm old enough to remember Hogan's Heroes. So anyway, there were people on there, and they talked about being in the void, and they didn't want to leave the void. But then these angelic type bright beings came and basically got them. Which, by the way, in my opinion, because I don't know everything, never said I did, to me, they're not actual angels as we know them. They are matrix evil entities who have the ability to copy love and love bomb us. They have the ability to do that. Okay? If we were to be shown real love, what we really are, we would probably burn up in this reality. I actually had an experience where I was shown a glimpse of that, and I can tell you it was just as frightening as it was amazing. But anyway, again, I digress. So this guy was in the void. He was approached by an angelic being. The angelic being, or this, he called it the shining one, the light being. What's happening? Sorry. I definitely have road rage, so you may actually hear some of that as I'm driving. So he was actually shown the earth. He said it was like a portal. There was a circle around the earth. He was approached by this being, basically telling him that this is where he was going. And there was just a round giant circle around the earth around like the stars, okay? And she was basically pointing and saying, like, this is where you're gonna go, okay? And he said that he was terrified, okay? Now, I want to make a point while I'm telling you this story. This is where the real fear of death comes from. It does not come from where you think it comes from. It doesn't come from the way we go out, okay? Leaving our family, being in pain, dying a horrific death. That's scary in and of itself. This is a whole nother level of fear. And you know what that is? You know where that fear comes from? It comes from us knowing that this place sucks. And I'm downplaying it by saying that, okay? All right, so there you go. There you have it, right? This is a bad place. In fact, there are some people that say that when they look at Earth before they come back here again, before they get reincarnated and thrown back in the cycle, they actually can see it as a black bubbling mass of evil. So, yeah, we're pretty brave, okay? Now, I spoke about NPCs in a prior video. I spoke about essence beings being different from NPCs. And I also spoke about, you can't look at NPCs as totally artificial. They do have a body, mind, and soul, okay? What they don't have is an essence. They are missing the little slither of God, a big slither of God, sorry, that we are. Anyway, so that was one of the things. The guy said he remembers just frantically fighting against coming here. Like, I'm not doing it. So this fake angel that was trying to force him to go through the soul trap failed at getting him to come. So he went back into the void, and as soon as he turned around and started walking or whatever, floating back into the void, a reptilian was in front of him. I find this one very, very, very interesting. Okay? I think that reptilians, just like a lot of beings, are interdimensional. And this makes perfect sense to me. Okay? I don't believe that reptilians are, quote unquote, running the Matrix. What I believe is they help to run the Matrix. They're one of the beings that help, because they need our energy to help it run. They need to siphon. But understand, they're infested with AI. That's basically what's happening. Where any potential for them to be, quote unquote, good is basically gone, because they're infested with AI. So, anyway, they're infested with nanobots. So here we are. This guy is like, and he said it was so scary to be. It was so different from what his essence was, basically. This reptilian, it was so frightening just to be in its presence. And he basically knew telepathically, or was frightened into not wanting to face this being and jumping into the portal that reincarnated him back to this awful place. A lot of people have huge issues with me saying this, okay? Again, I don't pretend to know everything. I do not. But for me personally, whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, I do not think this place is a place that we belong in. I don't believe we're here by free will. Maybe at one time, we came in to help people get out of here and got caught in the soul trap. I have a lot of theories about that, but there's going to be a whole nother video. But I do want to touch briefly on the Lyran connection. Okay. So anyway, you know, here we are. We're kind of going about these lives, and some of them are really horrific. We get sexually abused, we get physically abused, we get mentally abused. Some of us have to grow up in third world countries where we're foraging for food, you know, like, just awful. Just awful parents, being born in an NPC family. You know, yes, I do think we grow from pain. I do. I'm not saying that we don't, but if we were to truly grow and evolve back into, you know, the higher essences, go to a higher dimension, whatever it is, we know we got to get out of here. At least everyone agrees on that. Whether I disagree with a lot of the New Age stuff, I think we all know we need to go to a higher place, and it's not here. So anyway, how can we possibly, I've said this, I know I repeat myself, how can we possibly grow if we don't remember our past lives? Okay? So you know what I have to say to that? Fuck you. Okay? You're not going to fucking wipe my memory and keep sending me back here. Fuck this place, and fuck this matrix demiurge that created this place. Okay? Or that fucking invaded it and took advantage of our essence, beautiful natures, so that they can siphon our energy every single day, every minute. Siphon us. Okay? What do? That's what they do. They siphon our energy. But they're not siphoning it from a soul level. Understand that. The energy comes through the soul, but the original energy comes from our essence. Okay? And that's where they use us as batteries. Okay? If you can understand this, now figure you're an essence being, okay? You're not an NPC. So figure you're a piece of God. Imagine how powerful you really are. They need that power to operate this system. And I believe that there is a strong possibility that we were tricked into coming here so that they can siphon that energy. Or we voluntarily came here to try to tell people what was going on, you know. Maybe once there were other beings that were like us that were already here, you know, we kind of came in to save them. So I do want to talk about, and I think I did talk about this in another video, but just quickly, one of the guy's pre-birth memories, this other gentleman, said that the reason he came here was because no one volunteered to come here, and he just raised his hand. And I always joke about my friend Scott, when I was saying to my friend Scott, how the hell did we get here? And he said, oh, nobody else wanted to raise their hands, and we did. Okay? And as much as we joked and laughed about that, that probably is closer to the truth than any explanation that I can come up with. Sorry if I'm talking loud, you know, with the driving. So anyway, he said that he raised his hand, and the reason that he came here was because these matrix beings were, quote unquote, stealing the love from the essence beings. Stealing the love. So, you know, again, maybe we did come here voluntarily, some of us, to close this fucking place down. It needs to be shut down. Okay? You know, know, there's another thing I want to say about meditation. Be careful, okay? You should be only connecting with your essence, nothing else. To get quiet, because those entities come in through your soul that attack you and attach to you, and they never ever stop. This is what they do, okay? So just understand that when that is happening, okay, you need to connect with your essence. And it's very hard to put into words what that feels like. Go into your heart space and just feel the real you. You know, you can feel it through your body, but I feel it through like a connection with my, kind of like my head space, my higher dantians, like my third eye and my heart, like those two dantian points, because I don't use the chakra system anymore. The chakra system is a matrix implant. I had mine removed. I'm gonna piss a lot of fucking people off with that one, but I'm perfectly okay with that. The people that will resonate with this video will find me, and will connect with that. But yeah, so if you connect with your essence via that way, you know, you just kind of know, you'll feel that like loving sort of, you know, where you almost, I think part of the thing that happens is when you connect with that is you get this feeling of perfection, of not needing anything, knowing that you're already whole. There's this instant, but there's a truth in it. It's not a lie. Anyway, so getting back to pre-birth memories, there's another person who said that, you know, and there are actually many people who were so terrified at coming back to this place, and rightfully so, that they would continually abort themselves. You know, and this makes sense if you think about these women, right, who have had repeated miscarriages. Every time they get pregnant, they have a miscarriage, right? So, because I think once you pick your parents, they are going to be your parents. And so you might have 3 miscarriages and then have this, what you call your miracle baby. And what the guy said was that because he kept aborting himself, they got pissed off at him, and his mother they were showing the damage that he caused to his mother and all the damage that she caused to other people because she changed from having so many miscarriages, right? And then basically his life was more difficult when he was finally born. So, you know, it's like, how is this a good place? Can you tell me that this is a good place when, you know, oh, and then here's the other bargain that they make with you. If you want to remember your pre-birth memories, and that's the only way you'll come here, because they do need your consent, by the way. If they chose to give you your pre-birth memories, they do it in exchange for you having a more awful life. Now that in and of itself is just disgusting to me. You know, some of these people come here and make arrangements to have their pre-birth memories only to get like sex trafficked and child raped and baby raped and just the most horrific things that you could possibly think of. Or some just have an awful life. You know, maybe their parents died, they were raised in foster care, they were abused in foster care. Like, there's so many. The Matrix can think of any horrific thing that they can possibly put you through. Okay? But sometimes people will do it. They'll accept it because they, you know, feel like they really need to hold on to those pre-birth memories. So I get it. I do get it. The other thing is that I was more mentally abused as a child, and I think that person was just mentally abused herself, and she was great in a lot of other ways, and she couldn't help it, and that's okay, because again, this place is just it's not good for anyone that comes in. And if you could connect with that essence, and you could practice while you're here in this life, practice every single day what your escape plan is going to be. The first thing you need to do is be fearless, because the second thing you need to do is remember to avoid the white false light. There's a white false light energy grid, and you need to avoid that at all costs. It doesn't mean you need to stay here as a ghost just because you avoided the white light. There's other places that you can go, and you'll find your way around that grid, that false energy